Hello and welcome to Starting Points, where one thing leads to another. I've got here with me, it's not a special guest, but a special map. It's a map that was worked on for 10 years and was finally published in 1985. So that's 38 years ago. And things have changed, but I'll give you a link to that. But this was the first impetus. This work that was done and put together was such a vast effort because I wanted to give as true a representation of the Earth as seen from space in the form of a flat map. And they had things like seasons to deal with. There would be certain activities like, let's take wildfires, for example, that would create light. Well, if this was done in the summer, when it was summer in the north, there'd be fires in Siberia and in Canada and California and along that coast too, and going on. And that would be the winter here. But in the summer here, when it's winter in the north, wildfires in Australia. It's hard to tell in the sense that Australia is there, except that you've got a number of towns along the coastline, and you can make out Australia and Tasmania and New Zealand by the nighttime sky. There's obviously contours. There's an actual point in the land that goes out and then back down, which is hard to tell for sure. Now, there are places where humans don't live very much, and it's pretty easy to determine that from this. Well, there's hardly anybody living on the Aleutian Islands and Alaska and the Yukon and the Northwest Territories and Labrador, and this is the tip of Greenland. They put an aurora borealis in there because they felt perhaps it needed a natural light source that would happen, and so, and they placed it, I think, perhaps when there'd be not interfering with, so that you would see landforms that might be inhabited. I don't know. Now, I mentioned wildfires, but there are also people who have traditionally burned off after harvesting their cropland, and you can see it here in West Africa, all the way pretty well across and down some, and then down some more. Now, on this part of West Africa, there are desert areas. So, and of course, here there's desert areas, and you're not going to find very many people there who would be lighting up the sky at night. Now, you do see some lighting in areas which are perhaps desert-like, and those are oil wells. It's not the oil wells that's lighting it up, but they burn off flares of natural gas, and it's those flares that you can see. And here, and here, and here's the Persian Gulf and the Arabian Peninsula, and you can certainly see it there. So you can guess that the natural gas in the North Sea, here, huge natural oil fields in the western part of Siberia, because Siberia goes all the way over to about here. Not too many people living there, but the light coming from those oil fields, here in South America. Now, the lower part of South America, you can't tell where it is. But you get the sense from where cities grew up often, of where the coastline is. And that goes for Australia, India. You can almost, and of course in Europe, you can make out where the water would be. This must be water. Oh, this must be water. And you might think, well, this is water, but no, actually this is Norway and Sweden here. But this part of Sweden is, and you wonder where Canada is. Well, we're pretty far in, actually, when we get to Calgary, and further still when we get to Edmonton. But beyond that, all that land, here's where Hudson Bay is, all that land. And there's a lot of build-up here, and why is there so much build-up there? Well, Great Lakes. And the Great Lakes would link out for trade. Here's New York and Boston and Philadelphia and all of that. And you can make out where Florida is. And you can see Route 5 almost running down from Seattle and Portland and down to San Francisco and Los Angeles. And you can almost see the stops on the Siberian rail line. Now, Japan is very interesting. This is Japan. To the west of Japan is the Sea of Japan. And right in the middle of the Sea of Japan is a lot of light. But it's not oil. It's the Japanese fishing fleet. And for years, they have put lanterns around their boats to attract fish. And so that's what that is. That light is this mass of ships out at night when they can use the light to attract various sea creatures like squid and Himalaya Mountains, northern India. Well, beyond that, into China, there's hardly anyone living in this part of China, or where the Gobi Desert is, Mongolia. And so it's and here's the Black Sea, and yet it's not too populated. But this area and this area, that area, certainly make up for it. And in a way, those are probably the areas where they have the highest gross national product and to consume the most and all as well. So fascinating. Now, I'm going to put in the link a site that I found just by typing into Google search. I typed in a map of the Earth at night from space. And up came lots of things and that were inspired by this map, by NASA, this map. And they've been trying to keep that up to date. Actually, I really like the 2012 map. It showed the polar regions as well. Not too much light coming off from them at night. On the daylight there is light reflected though from the ice, which has a benefit. Well, thanks for joining me. I had fun trying to find a place to do this and how to do this. It was a real bit of problem solving and and a great key that helps me locate where some of the places were, and this short text here was inspiring as well. Just a different look, Sometimes I think artists would do something and then they'd stand back from their work, or they'd stand over and look at and they'd maybe. Well, anyway, this is a different look. Until next time, bye for now.